We're very close to the 2024 election, and this is my final prediction. What I've done here, of course, is filled in the guaranteed states for Democrats and Republicans because, of course, like Denver, Portland, Seattle kind of control the outcomes of those states. And then you have where Florida has shifted to the red because of the migration of retirees and so on. And just this is all guaranteed. Now, people talk about 7 states, but I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 because New Hampshire's been talked about because, of course, George W. Bush won New Hampshire back in the day, back in 2004, and also because of this recent poll I'm going to post right here, see even. There was this recent poll from this group here that showed Trump and Harris are even in New Hampshire. The trends, though, and just the gut feeling and just the pattern of recent day of the last couple decades, I just don't see it happening. I do think New Hampshire is going to stay for Harris. Now, we can look at some other things. We can look at some very close states, but let's first look at Omaha, because Omaha is interesting. The Omaha district is polling extremely strongly for Harris, and this actually went to Trump in 2016 and went to Biden in 2020. The polling itself just tells me, okay, leaning toward Harris. What else is leaning toward Harris here? Which of these is leaning toward Harris? Harris has been trying to get North Carolina, which Trump won in 2016 and 2020. Is it going to happen? No. The answer is no. This is going to stay red. Georgia is more interesting. I have Georgia results here, polling results at least. Pretty much edging toward Trump, and I do believe there's the silent Trump voter when you poll who are going to end up leaning toward Trump when they actually vote. And they don't want to admit it because of Trump's controversy and his malignant narcissism, of course. Now, this tells me Georgia's going to flip and go back to Trump like he won in 2016. It's going to go back. Now, Arizona's another one where he won in 2016 but not in 2020. Remember, in 2020, COVID was a big thing, and people were trying to get a change from the COVID regulation and the COVID paradigm and the COVID policy. As you can see, in recent days, Trump is actually pulling even further ahead in Arizona, and especially with the immigration problem. He did win it in 2016. Remember the 3 things that are causing a trend to Republicans right now: immigration, inflation, and the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan and foreign policy disasters of the Biden administration. Those are the 3 things, despite Trump's various problems that are obvious. So, as you can see, with my prediction, Trump already has 262. Let's look at Nevada. Nevada, I'm going to look at here. I'm going to look at this different site reference. Nevada and Pennsylvania are the very closest, in addition to Wisconsin. These 3 are actually within such margin of error. There's no way to really predict them. It just depends on how voters turn out and how voters decide. I cannot predict Pennsylvania, Nevada, or Wisconsin for sure, but I do know this right here. Lately, there's data that literally shows that registered voters back with Obama went up for Democrats and down with Republicans in Pennsylvania. And then in 2016, when Trump won Pennsylvania very narrowly, Democrats had 48% of registered voters. Republicans were only 37%. A lot of independents at the time leaned toward Trump. And then in 2020, there were less Democrats in the state than in 2016, yet Biden still won. And now there's even less. People are leaving the Democratic Party, and there's more registered Republicans. This is just raw data. I think that Trump will barely win Pennsylvania. He's already won. Now let's just look at Michigan. We can look at Michigan. Let's see what's going on with Michigan. Let's turn on Michigan here. Michigan's tough to predict, but Harris is slightly edging out on the polls. Generally, there's this Atlas Intel, which has Trump ahead, which has a pretty good sample size. But as you can see, this larger sample size here, even my gut tells me Detroit will push it to Harris. That's just my gut. And then these 2 are unpredictable. But I do think Vegas is going to actually end up pulling through for Nevada, for Democrats. And Wisconsin is never possible to predict. But let's just say it goes blue. It doesn't matter because Trump will win Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona. All the data points to that.